Hi, good morning, good afternoon. And this is Svitlana Salamatova, Vice President of Institute of Cultural Affairs. And I'm very glad to open new session or new circle of Global Online Dialog. And goal of our dialogue, global dialogue, to make closer global NGO to each other, to find the best way for unity, and for looking at the best practice and the best ways how to develop local communities. And I think that each of us has often very good experience how to work with local communities, and each of us has experience how to share own passion with people. And this is goal of our dialogue, to share passion, experience, and to be close to each other. And thank you for being here. And let's introduce each other and spend 1 minute for introduction. I am Svitlana Salamatova. I am from Ukraine. I am Director of Development NGO Angels of Country in Ukraine. And this is women's organization, and we develop women. We develop women, Ukrainian women, and we help to her to be stronger for her future input to local community. And I see John. John, could you introduce yourself? It's slow connection.
My name is John. I'm in Nairobi in Kenya. I work for an organization in particular, representative for us. Good to be here.
Thank you. It's very slow connection, John. And could you use our chat, and I will read your opinion and your questions, please. And because it's very, very slow internet connection between Europe and Africa, unfortunately. And I hope that NGO can improve this connection in a very short time. And we have Adil in our dialogue. Adil, 1 minute for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Svitlana, for the introduction. My name is Adil Abdel Aati. I am from Sudan. I am the CEO of Harambi Foundation. It is a foundation working in development cooperation. Also, I am the member of International Chamber of Order of Ismail, which is a very unique order. It is given by children, and in this chapter we are deciding on which people will get this order. And I have been also Vice President for Africa Liberal Network for 2 years for East Africa. And I am settling now in Warsaw in Poland, but cooperating very close with Africa, many African countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Adil. And I have 2 young people in one window, and 3. We have 3 more. And could you guys, could you say something about yourself?
Yes, good morning. So we are students of journalism, and also together are volunteers in Media IC. So Alexander, Irena, and Nargiza.
It's great, and you have good opportunity to ask questions, and you have good opportunity to practice a little bit your future profession. And you are welcome, and feel yourself free and ask question to each of us, and you can interrupt anyone, and you are welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. And I have a question to us, guys, because all of us are head of NGO, and I have a question. What problem in our NGO we try to resolve? What kind of problems we try to resolve?
The question to whom?
To anyone.
Okay. I think we have a lot of questions and a lot of problems which our organization are facing. This is one of the is about the priorities which we should choose, you know, because we have a lot of obstacles. Our organization is concentrating on development cooperation because we believe that development is better than humanitarian aid, than charity. And of course, we have a problem as all organizations in permanent fundraising. Means the problem of that we have some funds sometimes for some projects, but we don't have a permanent channel for financing our projects, which is a very big problem for our organization and for NGO and organizations, that there is no financial stability, and this is a big problem we can talk about. Also, I think we have sometimes, especially in Africa, political problems that some governments, they are not very keen to let non-governmental organization to work. They feel fear, especially governments, authoritarian government or dictatorships. They don't like the work of empowering people, of educating people, of advocating different kind of topics. So this is another problem. Sometimes we have a problem with human resources, that because the NGOs, they are not giving a lot of money to their cadres. Sometimes they work as volunteers. So valuable people, after working for some time for non-governmental organization, they just quit and they go to more like jobs which give more money. So all the time we have a problem of rotation, that we can't have very good cadres for a long time. So this is the main problems which we have in our organization. I don't know about other organizations, but this is a problem of permanent financial support, and also the problem of the political obstacles which we face, and also the problem of human resources, that we can't keep people for a long time with the small salaries or with the small support which we give to them. Thank you. Maybe you have some questions, young journalists.
Also, we are interested in how it is possible to solve these problems. We know that there is a lot of these problems, and it is interesting which is possibilities to solve them. The ways of solving these problems.
Okay. About the first problem, which is the problem of permanent financial resources and long distance planning, I think the best way is to build what they call it endowment funds for organization. This is experience, American experience, is used for American high schools, but also for some foundations that to build endowment funds. But it is quite a difficult task, because you have to plan for a long time. You have to find the funder which can give a lot of money for a long time, and also you have to have a very good financial procedures and financial cadres. And this is one of course, the ways to solve this problem. About the political obstacles, this is a real problem because you can't work in a hostile environment. We are trying to work in countries which there is some kind of friendly governments or friendly laws, but also it doesn't mean that we have to resign from other countries which the governments are not friendly. Of course, non-governmental organizations, they are not dealing with politics generally, or working as a opposition, because opposition parties are there and it's their work to change the political atmosphere. But I think we have to make some more pressure, and international organizations should make more pressure on these governments, so in order to let the non-governmental organization and civil society to work. About the cadres, of course, we are dealing all the time with young people which have a lot of passion. They have ideas and they want to materialize these ideas, and also it should be more professionalism in the work of this organization, and giving people more opportunities to develop and work. So I think it is quite a hard task, but also times there is a way out. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry we lost me. I'm very sorry. And I heard your answer, and unfortunately I didn't hear questions from students. I'm very sorry. And students, do you have more questions?
Questions, no, but we think that it is really a good decision, the ways of solving problems, and we hope that they will come through. So, thank you.
Thank you, Adil. And I heard that you said about problem development of cooperation. I have the same problem. In global level. It's very difficult to connect people with each other. I don't know why, and maybe one of the cause it's what you said before. It's about fundraising. Maybe people are looking for funding very, very strong and don't have time for each other. And I think it's a problem also now for people. What do you think?
Pardon me, the last word, what you said?
I said that maybe people are very strong looking for funding, for money, and don't have time for each other.
That may be true. Yeah, that may be true. And of course, also people, beside working in non-governmental organizations, they have their own lives, they have their own passions. Some of them are engaged in politics, some in culture, some in sport. So the time is really for such active people is not too much. But I think that all the time we can find extra time for communication and for meeting each other. And I'm very grateful for Media IC and for you for facilitating this global dialogue. It is also a way to exchange experience and to have this dialogue between each other and to improve this communication between us.
Thank you, Adil. And we have a very young person in Gershon. Gershon, hi. Do you hear us?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Say a couple words about you. I know that you are very active in Africa. You are very young and very active. Say a couple words about your activity.
Okay. So my name is Gershon, just as you've said, and I'm quite now engaged in social inclusion in Kenya and also youth participation. So I've been doing training on inclusive neighborhood spaces where we're trying to create a platform to engage the young people within the community and give them a voice to speak for themselves, and also find a platform for solving their own problem without waiting for the without waiting for government or any other people to help them, because we believe when you have that access to information and power, you can start a change within yourselves. Also trying to address a lot of on SDGs, trying to create awareness on SDGs, as we know that the year 2016 is just on creating awareness on sustainable development goals that we are working on. I support youth also on volunteerism, trying to train them and also giving them an opportunity to understand that the volunteerism is a platform where they can learn different skills and also engage in community activities. In another organization, we've been supporting girl child education through an initiative called Elimisha Dada, where we try to support the girls by providing sanitary pads and educating the boy child on the needs to empower girl child and give them room for participation within the different groups in Kenya. Also, so we've had a race recently with alongside Japanese embassy, where we raised around 10,000 shillings for the sanitary pads, and we are targeting to support more than 20,000 girls in schools within Machakos County. Yeah.
Adil, it seems like young generation are very active to raise money.
Yeah, but overall they are active for changing the reality of life. As I said, I was the vice chairman for Africa Liberal Network. It is a network which is gathering African liberal parties and organizations. We have more than 44 organizations in this network from 33 African countries. And I have been in different countries, and I have been seeing how young people are involved in changing the reality of life and in fighting poverty, in fighting injustice, in fighting backwardness and the bad conditions of women, of youth, of the marginalized people in Africa. So I believe in youth. I believe that the change in Africa, and not only in Africa, in the world generally, it is on the shoulders of young people, young women and men. So I believe that we will have a better future because we have better young generation which are more engaged in society. They are more engaged in changing, because it is not a problem of getting money. It is a problem of being involved, in something to change the life around you. Thank you.
Thank you, Adil.
Thank you, Gershon, for your work, and it's a very good work, really.
And thank you, Adil, for your activity also, and because I think that you do very important things in Africa, and because I heard I'm caring of women and role of women in society, and what I found that certainly our world is circulated around around women, and the role of women are very important, and it is not competition between men and women. And I think that we are a good team when we work together, when we understand each other, because it seems like men are very strong and at the same time are very poor without women. And I am caring of women and try to raise the role of women in Ukraine, because Ukraine is country of love. Ukraine is one of the maybe the last country in the world when women are caring of love. And we are not caring of money, we are caring of love. And I think that we globally a role of Ukrainian women to spread love among the world. And I think that, and I'm caring of this subject right now, and I try to resolve this problem. Maybe I do like fair tale work, but it's my passion, it's my love right now. And I found a lot of very nice, very strong women in Africa. And I think that Global Online Dialog also is good bridge between us. And we spent 1.5 years in dialogue, and the most power topic was about role of women in society. I don't know why, but it's happened here also. And what problem or what action you do to raise women's role in your society?
The question to whom?
To anyone.
Okay, I can speak about our experience in empowering women. In fact, in Africa, women, they play a very big role in society. They are keeping their families' life, and they're keeping the life in our countries. Because as you know, that there is a lot of political problems and civil wars in Africa. For a long time, men in Africa, they were being occupied by war, and they were doing war while women were doing life, were giving life and keeping the family's life alive. So I think that in Africa, women, they are playing even more role, but this role is silence. It is not a role which is very appreciated. We can find that a lot of laws, they are not friendly to women. We can find a lot of discrimination to women in Africa, in social level, in political level, in governmental level. So this is a big problem that African women, despite their positive role in society, but they have very little rights, and I am not talking about even privilege. In Africa, especially in Sudan, we think that these countries, Africa, will not develop without development and empowerment of women. This is half of the society, and without them, we will be handicapped, we will be backwarded. That is very good that I will tell you about an example of a group which we are cooperating with. It is the Women Cooperative Union, the multi-purpose Women Cooperative Union in Khartoum State. This cooperative union was built by a woman, Awadiya Mahmoud Kuku. She escaped from the war zone and came to Khartoum with her children, and she began to work to keep the without education, without higher education, to keep her family alive. But she found a lot of obstacles because she was selling tea and food in the streets, and according to the government, that is illegal economic activities. So they began to catch her, to take from her small work, we can say, working jeans, and even they imprisoned her for many times. So she decided to fight back, and she began to organize women. And she built this in the beginning, the association of women who are selling food and tea in the streets. And after that, she began to organize different group of women. And now this union has 8,000 members. And she has been recognized, and she got the award of the most brave woman of the world. This award is given by the Department of State of the United States, and she got this award this year in March. She traveled to Washington and she got this award, and she met with John Kerry and with the First Lady, and she came back to Sudan to provide her work as a tea and food seller and as the leader of this organization. And this was a very big empowerment for women. Now we are looking for more ways to empower these women, to enhance them in their work, to give them more opportunities, to give them more training in order to provide their economic activities, small business activities, but all to be engaged in society, to have their rights, to have their civil rights, to have their political rights. So this is a very good example, and we have a lot of examples like this in Africa. It is not only one woman; it is hundreds, thousands, millions of women who are fighting in everyday life. It is a tough fight. It's even more tough than the fight in the war zones, because when you have a gun, you can kill somebody. But when you have nothing and you have to earn money for your children, for yourself every day, and to fight this fight, I think the women in Ukraine also they have this, because now Ukraine is under aggression from Russia side, and there is occupation on Crimea, and there is a war in eastern Ukraine. So a lot of men and young people, they went to war and they left the everyday life to women. So I believe that women are doing a great job, and without them we can't do anything. And I believe that also in Africa we had a lot of African queens, we have a lot of African leaders, women leaders. In Sudan we have the Kindakas. The Kindakas were a series of queens in Sudan. They were in the beginning the queen mothers, and after that they get the rule directly to rule the country. And this was a very time of prosperity for Sudan when it was ruled by women. So I believe that it is time for women to take over and rule the world.
And thank you, Adil. It's your story wonderful, and I like strong women, but I hate fighting for sure. I spent 10 years in fighting. It's not very good time.
No, I'm not talking about fighting with women.
That's why I like cooperation.
Yeah, yes. I'm talking about civil fighting, about about doing the same things, and about giving a women chance, because as you said, women, they are giving love, they are giving peace. More women are more peaceful than men. Women are more tolerant, and I think if we listen to women, we can solve a lot of our world problems.
Yes, I think that we have to allow themselves to be equal. I think it's one of the way. And John, do you want to add something? I know that you work very active in Nairobi and Africa, and you have a lot of ideas and a lot of good experience. I hope internet will be work. Very slow connection. It's very, I hope that Kenya government will create something for people, for good connection between people. And Gershon, come back. And guys, students, what do you think about role of women in Poland, or something about women in Poland and future Poland?
No, as we know that nowadays the role of woman is real strong, and we can see this. But my opinion is that women must stay women and men must stay men, and it must be different. They should they must be equal, but they should have difference, and it is my point.
I love you very much. Thank you. It's the best phrase, and you totally repeat my internal thinking. Thank you very much. Yes, we are equal, but at the same time we are really different, and we must understand similarity and differences, and understand the role of each other, and build strong bridge between us, and don't have fighting, because fighting, how to say in English, it's very difficult to say for me in English. It's really different to say in Russian about this, but I think that we must understand God, and God creation, or God thinking about role of woman and man in our world. And I think that when we work together, our world start to be more peaceful, more better, more stronger, more nature. I don't know how to say it in English. Maybe you want to add something.
So yes, absolutely agree with this opinion. Yes. So.
Okay, and the last question for today dialogue for us, because we spent 30 minutes, and the last question to us, and each of us have 1 minute for reflection and for answer this question. And guys, what do you think? What we can do together to make our world better?
I think that our main goal is to make a good connection with other countries, that good communication with people from different countries, between people of different nationalities, and it is our main goal, to make a peace between these countries and these nationalities. Because dialogue, it is first step, and the next step is doing something, and it will bring results. So I think that we should communicate.
Good, thank you. Who next?
Yeah, maybe me. Okay, I agree. Of course, we have to have more communication between each other. We need to have also peace in the world, because we have a lot of wars, we have a lot of conflicts, we have a lot of problems, and we need to be tolerant to each other, to build tolerance. Of course, as you said, all of you, that we are different. We have different languages, we have different religions, we have different inspiration, we have different nationalities, but we are the same. We are human beings. Men and women are human beings, and we have the same rights, and we have the same dreams to live in a peaceful, prosper life. So I think that we need this. We need also to implement these great ideas which have been in different charts and different conventions of the United Nations. Many of them they are not in action really. We have to implement them. We have to activate them. We have to speak loud. Have to speak loud about the problems of the world. We can't just look and criticize between each other, but we have to be active. And I'm very happy that more and more people are becoming active. Maybe this is thanks to the communication, to the internet, to the new technologies, that it gives even people in far communities, in very isolated communities, a way to communicate with the world. And it's showing also how people are improving their life, and it's showing also the problems of poor people, or of marginalized people, or people who are under some kind of discrimination or suppression. So I believe more activity, more communication between each other, more cooperation will solve our problems.
Thank you. And Gerishan, do you have your opinion? Could you share with us? John, maybe you have a chance to hear you. No Africa connection. Adil, you must do something with Africa connection. With internet connection in Africa. Maybe it's the biggest project right now, and one of the big problems for resolve. Because each time we have problem with connection with Kenya, with Sudan, with any country in Africa. I don't know how to resolve this problem. Our global NGO try to resolve this problem, but it's impossible right now for us. Maybe it's funding, maybe it's not, but I don't know. But John, could you say something? Maybe we hear you. No, but it's good news that you hear us. It's great. And guys, I have a lot of questions for next dialogue. And first, for me, it's very important to know what does it peace for us. What does it mean peace for us? And what does it mean actions for us? What does it mean tolerance for us? What does it mean leadership for us? Because I think that it's very good opportunity for us to clarify each of this world. I don't know, what do you think about it?
Maybe we listen to the young generation, these young ladies and young men, what they think.
I want to, yes, and I want to ask young generation about, are you going to involve our dialogue next time? What do you think?
Yes, yes, we really want.
Did you find useful for you today's conversation?
Yes, it is interesting to ask questions, to communicate, to have such possibility.
To understand how it's important to unite between our countries, between Africa, Poland, Ukraine. It's very important.
So we are happy that we have such chance.
And thank you very much to involve to today's dialogue. And thank you, Adil, to be with us. And thank you to agree to be part of our dialogue. It's very useful for young people and for Ukrainian people. And thank you, Media IC, for technical support. And thank you, Media IC, for opportunity to be in this dialogue. Because without your technical support, without your knowledge, it's impossible to connect people between regions and between countries. And thank you very much, and see you next time. And we will announce, and we will announce topic and questions. And thank you, and have a great day. And John, we got something from John. I wanted to share about an organization called SHIHA, or CIHA, Strategic Initiative for Women in the Horn of Africa. Please check website and on your tube for excellent film called Invisible Laborers and another called Men as Allies. For more on gender issues in Sudan. Thank you, John. Thank you, John, for your opinion, and I hope the next time we will hear you. And thank you. See you. Have a great day, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Svitlana, also for providing this dialogue, and also thank for Media IC for all participators, because it was very valuable for me. So, merci, shukran, dziękuję, and spasibo.
Спасибо. Thank you. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.